don't know how to get rid of clothes. Every time I try, I always convince myself that one day I'll find an outfit to put that shirt in, or that at some point I'll need that jacket I've had since I was 10. The result? A cramped closet, and yet another trip to the store for new hangers this season. But the shopping problem went beyond my closet. I began to buy new hangers to hold the honorable mention awards from the piano competitions I kept signing up for, even when they became more about winning than the music itself. Or the soccer tournament medals I earned from my time on the bench rather than on the field. My hanger obsession exploded until I was a borderline hoarder, collecting keepsakes that didn't give me joy, but I, for some reason, couldn't let go. And the thing is, I did not just know how to let go, I was scared to. Scared that I was selling myself short. That if I left right now, I'd miss the part when it all became worth it. When all the breakdowns on the way home from soccer practice, the passing drills I would do for hours in my backyard, and the 100% I gave for the 10 minutes I played each game would finally land me a starting spot on the field. One day, it did. As we ran our usual pregame drills, my coach announced the starting lineup for one of the most important games of the season. I heard my name. In that moment, I felt so many emotions all at once. Fear, pride, denial. As we wrapped up our warm-up, the weight of proving myself got to my head. My thoughts spiraled, so all I could think was, don't mess this up, do not mess this up. The words in my mind drowned out the cheers from the stands and the shouts of my teammates. Then the ball came towards me. My foot made contact and I froze. For 5 seconds, maybe more, I stood there, completely still, my mind racing. Who do I pass to? Where do I run? How do I get to the goal? And just like that, the ball was gone. I turned around just in time to see it in the back of our goal. And my immediate thought wasn't of my own disappointment. It was the weight of letting down the 20 other people on that field who counted on me. Because I didn't just fail myself. I failed the teammate that trusted me with that pass, the coach who finally saw potential in me, and my parents who spent countless hours supporting me, throat sore from screaming my name from the sidelines. In that moment, it wasn't just a missed opportunity. It was a ripple of disappointment, spreading from me to anyone who had ever invested their belief in my abilities. The sting of failure wasn't just about the mistake itself. It was about the trust I felt I had broken. I worked myself all the way to the top of this tall, rough mountain, just to push myself off the cliff the moment I got there. My own fear of failure, regret, disappointment was my demise. And from the bottom of the mountain, became clear to me that something had to change. I couldn't keep living through this constant cycle fueled by a mixture of hope and fear. It was in those moments of doubt that I began to realize the cracks in the society I had grown up in. The constant pressure to succeed, to excel in everything I do, to never give up, had become unescapable. My every move felt scrutinized, every misstep a potential pop to the fragile world I had built around myself. The fear of falling short wasn't just about soccer. It was about living up to the expectations that seemed stitched into the fabric of our community. I began to wonder, was I climbing this mountain because I truly wanted to? Or because I was afraid of what would have happened if I stopped? It wasn't just a sport I needed to reconsider. It was my entire approach to life. So, I finally quit soccer. Well, the reality is I stayed for a couple months, even after my season, but I did eventually leave the team. And when I did, I expected to feel instant regret, to miss the sport, to be empty without it. But I didn't. Instead, it felt like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders. Like that mountain I was climbing had been lifted off my back and I didn't even realize it was there. My mind was no longer clouded by the hopeless need for validation. My thoughts no longer overtaken by the constant fear of messing everything up. And my closet was no longer overstuffed with hangers, holding the invisible burdens I've been hoarding for far too long. Over time, it became clear to me that sometimes the hardest thing isn't just walking away from something, but accepting that it's okay to let go. That it's okay to admit that I can't pull off a Dora the Explorer shirt anymore. That I'm not meant to perform sold-out solo concerts in Carnegie Hall. Or that maybe I'm just not cut out to be a soccer player. Sometimes things don't turn out the way you hope, no matter how much effort you put in. And that's not failure, that's growth. By leaving behind soccer, I created space for new opportunities to show up. I pushed myself to focus more on new passions rather than trying to warp old ones to fit my constantly changing self. It wasn't an instant fix. I'm still trying to silence the whispers in the back of my mind, wondering if I gave up too easily, if this was all a mistake. But it was a step towards embracing change, towards making decisions that align with where I am in the moment. Now, I find myself more open to exploring parts of me that I hadn't fully nurtured before. Rediscovering a joy in music that doesn't stem from plastic trophies. Finding solace in exercise free from the pressures of the soccer field. And buying new clothes that reflects who I am right here, right now. So, this year, instead of buying new hangers, I'll be donating a bag full of clothes I no longer need. Because sometimes, letting go isn't giving up. It's making room for what truly brings us joy. Thank you.